Hi there, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another Greyhound Racecard video. So in this video we're going to talk about Dutching. Now there's plenty of information about Dutching online and I've put some links to it in my newsletters, and I'll try and link something under this video as well. So basically, but what Dutching really means is that you are selecting more than one runner depending on how you feel about a race and how you feel about runners. You know, you could pick 1, 2, 3, 4 and even 5 out of a 6-runner race if you wanted to. You wouldn't make much money by selecting 5 of them, I suppose, but you know, you're covering probably 90% of the field depending on the prices that you're selecting. And that's where our real trouble comes in, is how much we make from Dutching so many runners. Now because of a couple of emails I've had from people over the last few days now, I started looking at Dutching on the Greyhounds, and it's quite surprising that you can actually not do too bad on 4 runners. Now that will depend on, you know, as I said, prices before, and sometimes it's not, it's probably, you know, around 10%, but sometimes it can be as high as 40, 50 or even 60%. But that will, you know, definitely depend on the runners. And if you're getting up to making, you know, over half of your stake, then your chances of winning are going down as well, also because you're probably, you know, on runners that have got quite high odds. Now you can work out the chance of a runner winning just by dividing 1 by the price. So if I get a calculator up and I'll show you, I didn't think about doing that before, but let's just take the favourites price here. So if we take 1 and then divide it by 3.05, there's another way of doing it actually, just 100. I think it's 100 divide. But if you times that by 100, you get 32%. So I think you just do 100 divide by 3. You can't see that down there, can you? 05. Yeah. So the favourite in this case has a 32% or nearly 33% chance of winning, and it didn't. But you know, that's the projection of the, or that's what the price is telling you. So if you add a few of these together, you can see that you get up to, you know, 50, 60, 70% of chance of these runners winning. So that's kind of where we have to weigh it up. Do we you know, keep favourites in the group, or do we discontinue favourites and only go with others, thinking that, well, favourites only win, you know, roughly 33% of the time? But I think you've got to be a little bit careful, and that's where I kind of had a bit of a discovery over this over the last few days. And at first I kind of left them out, but I kept getting hit, and then I realised that, you know, they do actually they do win a lot. Well, yesterday they won an awful lot, but you can't tell from day to day. Obviously, there are days when favourites just are having a rubbish day, but other days like yesterday they seem to be winning all the time. So it depends on, you know, how the punters are working out the races. The other thing to think about with favourites is that 33% overall is the chance of them winning, but actually when you go below say 3.6, that goes up to like 37% chance, and if you go under 3 or 3 and under, that goes up to 47% chance of winning. So, you know, under 3 and a favourite has close to 50% chance of winning. So, you know, based on the price. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things in that, but generally that price tells you the lower the price is on the favourite, the higher the chance it has of winning, and that's why you get that percentage. But in truth, that's what happens. So if it didn't, then Greyhounds would be total random, and they're obviously not. You know, we do get a random runner winning every so often, and that's what kind of throws the spanner in the works, if you like. But okay, so my decision was that if a favourite was not in my selections, then I wouldn't use the race, and I'm going to show you that as we go on. So I'll show you a couple of races in a bit, to see how they work out. But before we go there, well, let's have a look at the cards and go through a few. So basically the idea is that we sort the race cards by chance of winning, or cow as it says here. Okay, so this race has got the favourite is here at 3.05. So, you know, as we know, that's close to probably a 45% chance of winning, something like that. And it didn't win, but the second runner won. So we would have won that race because we would have been on all 4 of these. And this is how this system works, is that we Dutch 4 of the 6. And this is quite interesting. And, you know, as I said, you know, your winnings might be as low as 10% of your stake, but they can be higher. And so it's quite surprising at what you can win, but a lot will depend on the prices. But anyway, so on this first race, this one, second ranked won. Okay, so we go to the next race and we sort by cow again. Now this time the favourite won, sorry, and it was at 2.7, so that might have lowered the prices. These 14.75 and 19.56s on the others do tend to even it out slightly, but you will probably find that's in the lower range of making a profit. So we go to the next one and we go cow, and now this is a race I probably wouldn't be on, because the first ranked runner at 3.1 is not in our top 4. So although we would have won that race, and top 4 cow does work very well in this case, I think I would leave this race out. But you're going to find this out yourself as you do them. So, you know, I'm just saying that this is how I've kind of ended up. So again, the favourite, and at 2.32 favourite, I would definitely not have been on that race because it wasn't in our top 4. Okay, so the favourite is in our top 4 and it won. So the favourite is in our top 4 at 2.85. It didn't win, but this one won. So the top cow, or the top chance of winning runner. And you can see there the favourite's chance of winning in this race was 38%. And plus that price there. So, you know, it's they don't win often. They don't always win, but it goes to show. So chance of winning on 28, we had the favourite as the first one. I mean, it's the top chance of winning. It was the favourite, and it did win. Favourite chances in this race were 32% chance of winning, which is about average. You'll probably see that a lot. So the favourites outside our chance of winning top 4, so we wouldn't have been on it. And this is, again, I'm just showing you how I've kind of found that out, so we wouldn't be on that race. And the other thing to note here, the cows aren't very high either. They're pretty close to each other, which means this is quite an even track. The favourite has a 32% chance of winning, and that price at 3.181 puts that up quite higher. So it's quite interesting that the way that race worked out. So in this race, the favourite. Now this is one other thing I wanted to mention, is that I like favourites when they're 3.6 or under. That's kind of the level that I've kind of got at over the times of using the Greyhounds. So I don't think a 4.22 favourite is particularly a strong favourite. The other thing is those two would have been quite close together, I think. But anyway, if we're taking it that we did have the favourite, it was in our top 4, and we won the race, then that's fine. The other thing to look at when you're doing the results is how close are the first and second favourites, because if they're close, sometimes, you know, just before the off is really difficult to tell between the two of them. But again, 3.67 was our favourite. It didn't win, but our fourth selection did win. So again, we won that race. So a 2.93 favourite at 2.3. It won the race. I think that would have been a very low Dutch. But, you know, so the other thing to think about is that when prices are are relatively low like this, it might be worth only doing 3. But I haven't really looked at that. So again, the favourite was outside our chance of winning, and so we wouldn't have taken that race on. And you see, I mean, there are other things, and again, 52% chance of a favourite winning on this course. So that would certainly override that chance of winning, I think, on that trap. But yeah, so it's very low data or information on that race. So again, they might be things that you want to have a look at. I don't know. Favourite one again, and we were on the favourite. The favourite 2.03. I'm not sure whether we'd been on. Well, I mean, it depends on the lowest amount you're prepared to take. I would probably argue that the lowest you want to take is 10% or something like that, but I don't know. So let's do one more. So favourite one again. I'd be a bit careful about races where there's a new runner that we don't know about in there, because that could muck our ratings up. Although that was on that trap. The other thing to see, those 4 traps were all, or 3 traps are all rated the same. So I don't know. I tend to not use races when we have a non-runner. But again, that's up to you. So let's do another one. Cow. See, again, the favourite is 1.98. I don't know. I haven't been on all of these, so I can't tell you, what them prices were. 1.98. So there we go. So again, there was not a replacement in, but again, we would have won on that race. I'm just seeing if we come across one. Where we so a low one, we won on that one. We won on that one as well. So I think yesterday was a particularly good day for favourites. So keep that in mind, because there's bound to be a stage where they suddenly stop winning. But anyway, there's enough there. So let's have a look at today selections. So what have I done today so far? I'm just going to get the races up. Let's have a look. So the next one is 10:07. Oh, Suffolk Downs is well behind today. So I think I've been on 2 races. Hold on a second. Let me get my account up for today. I've only been on 1 race, but I won 40 pence on that 1 race. So you can see that, it is possible. But anyway, let's go on. What's the time now? It's 10:19. So let's go on a 10:31 Harlow. Now, there are a couple of things about Dutching. One is it's expensive if you do it on Betfair, because Betfair will only allow you to put at least £1 on each stake. So you're going to have to put about £4 on if you're going to select 4 runners. Now, the way to do it is, I'll just get so we're going on 10:31 Harlow. And these are our 4 runners. Okay, so if we just shove them a little bit to the side. Okay, and we go, if we have a look, Chantilly seems to be the I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take this out the window. I just haven't got enough room on the screen. But Chantilly is the selection with the most profit. So we go 1, okay, and then the next one is I meant to say that's the favourite, not the one with most. Next one is Horseleap Shelley, then Burgess Mentor, and then All Gave Us Lass, which is that one there. So you would have to put £1 stakes on, and what you actually do is you tell it to equal the stakes, okay, And see, this is the problem, is that those two are not going to have enough on them. So what you have to do is like work it out until you get to where you want to be. See, it's probably going to take £7 or £8. No, mistake. Even more. Let's just put £10 on there. Oh, not even that then. So you know, it's liability. What's that then? 12. Okay, so liability is £11.98. So it might be a little bit lower, but generally that's what it is this far out. Now the way I do it is I'm going to use BetAngel. Okay, so let me get the race on BetAngel, which is the 10:31. Have we got much time left? Yeah, we've got plenty of time left. So if I get BetAngel up, okay, this is the race, and I go to Dutchin, and the couple of things I don't like about Betfair Angel is, one, you can't sort by price, which it doesn't really matter in our case, and two, it never has the timer. You have to go back to find the timer on the race, and because you want to be on the race dead on time, so make sure you know you've got some kind of timer counting down. Now if we put Cataline in, if we put Horse Leap Shelley in, Burgess Mentor, and we put Orgoff Lass in, okay, so you can see in this race at the moment the actual winnings is pretty low. That's because we're on the first and second favourite. Now what you might find is, by the time the race comes, then that profit actually goes up a little bit. So we're at 10:31. What did we say? We're out like 7 minutes out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back, and then we'll see where we are, and then we'll see what happens in this particular race. Okay, so we're just under 5 minutes before the race, and if we go to the Dutchin screen now, you can see that it's moved up a little bit. Now the thing is to make sure that we are still on the favourite. Okay, I'm going to cancel those selections just so I don't go and do something silly. So we need to keep making sure we're on the favourite. Sorry about the dog in the background. He's not been very well the last couple of days. But if you can hear that, he's off to the vets again. So yeah, we are on the favourite still. None of the others seem to be coming in. So it's between Burgess Mentor and Cataline, and both of those are, you know, we're on both, which is always a good sign. And you know, we're at 20% of our stake, which is not bad. Well, 20, you know, seems to be going along, but we just need to keep an eye on the time. The other thing I like to do is obviously watch the race, so that I know where I am. And so they're coming up now. So watching the race is sometimes better if you can do it. Now don't forget, this might be a little bit behind what's actually happening on the course, but the Betfair live stream does tend to be better, or pretty close to it, but don't rely totally on it. Just make sure that you're out. The only thing that you can see, Suffolk Downs is behind. They're a race behind today at least, so they're going in now, so we know that they're getting there to load. I'll turn the sound off because you don't want that on. So they're approaching now, so we go back to the BetAngel screen, and we'll just double check that we're on the favourite. Now the favourite's got really low, but see, even at 2.94, where we're getting up to a good chance of winning on this favourite, we've still got, you know, we're still, what's that, 20% of our stake, isn't it? So we're still, you know, not doing too bad considering that's, you know, so low. Let's just check the time. So we're down to the last 1 minute. Let's go down to the last minute. They're still not loading, so we're all right at the moment. Then we just wait. So yeah, you know, it's not that bad, and you'd need 5 of those to make a stake profit. And I haven't really talked about that, But the way I would do it is I would do it so that you try to make your stake per day. So, you know, being on 5 races and that's it. If you want to do more, of course, that's up to you. But generally, I always say to people, if you can make your stake back on greyhounds every day, then you're doing fine. And if you can carry on doing that and just, you know, compound your winnings every day to a certain extent, like if you win £1, add another 20% on your stake tomorrow, then you're not doing too bad. So they're not quite loading yet. Where are we with the ladder? Yeah, so we're going to go in now. So we're pretty certain we're on the favourite. So we place the bets. And one of them hasn't been matched yet. That's always the problem with Dutching that you have to be careful of, is one not getting matched. What's happened there then?
10 seconds.
So if we go to horse sleep, we might have to just drop that down a bit to update to try and get matched. Yeah, so it's mucked up our Dutch a little bit because that dropped in price. But it doesn't very happen. I've done loads of races and that hasn't happened. So let's just see who wins the race and whether we win or not. And this will be a typical, I won't win on this one because, you know, I'm showing it. But let's go. Shouldn't really show a race on a video, I don't think. But
3, 5 and 6. With 5 now is going to lead 6 into the bend. Burgess, Mentor, a link clear now from 3 in second. Ought to know better. Then we got the 6 out wide of the 2.
So we've got 3 coming up there.
The 2 horse sleep Shelley, who's making ground, but it's 5. A length and a half clear now from 2, who moves into second and looks dangerous. It's 2 challenging 5 and 2 up the straight. Now powering away for the win.
So we got the 2. The one we had the worst price on won it, but so that didn't quite even out because of that. But sometimes it happens with Dutching, and that's why I like to give myself a bit of time to be able to go back in. But as you can see, that worked. So I'm only going to do that one this morning just to show you it in action. I think I've covered just about everything. Obviously, if I haven't, then please, you know, email me or something and let me know. If you are watching it on YouTube, then please give me the thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, that kind of thing, because that always helps me create more videos, of course. Okay, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.